Welcome everyone. Today I am going to teach you human brain, including its external and internal structure, lobes of brain, its all parts and their functions one by one. Before I start, kindly subscribe my channel. Let's get started. The human brain controls nearly every aspect of the human body, ranging from physiological functions to cognitive abilities. It functions by receiving and sending signals via neurons to different parts of the body. On average, an adult brain weighs between 1.0 kilograms to 1.5 kilogram. It is mainly composed of neurons, the fundamental unit of the brain and nervous system. The brain is enclosed within the skull, which provides frontal, lateral and dorsal protection. Anatomically, the brain is contained within the cranium and is surrounded by the cerebrospinal fluid. The cerebrospinal fluid (CSF) is a fluid that circulates within the skull and spinal cord, filling up hollow spaces on the surface of the brain. The primary function of the CSF is to act as a buffer for the brain, cushioning mechanical shocks and dampening minor jolts. It also provides basic immunological protection to the brain. Furthermore, CSF provides buoyancy for the brain. Now we discuss the parts of human brain. Following are the major parts of the human brain. Number 1. Forebrain. It is the largest part of the brain. It is the anterior part of the brain. The forebrain parts include: firstly, cerebrum; secondly, hypothalamus; thirdly, thalamus. Forebrain controls the reproductive functions, body temperature, emotions, hunger and sleep. Number 2 is midbrain. It is the smallest and central part of the brain. The midbrain consists of: firstly, tectum; secondly, tegmentum. Number 3 is hindbrain. It is the lower part of the brain. The hindbrain is composed of: firstly, cerebellum; secondly, medulla. Thirdly, pons. The three regions of the hindbrain coordinates all processes necessary for survival. These induce breathing, heartbeat, sleep, wakefulness and motor learning. Let's discuss every part of brain one by one. Cerebrum. The cerebrum is the largest part of the brain. It consists of the cerebral cortex and other subcortical structures. It is composed of two cerebral hemispheres that are joined together by heavy, dense bands of fiber called the corpus callosum. The cerebrum is further divided into 4 sections or lobes. Frontal lobe. It is associated with parts of speech, planning, reasoning, problem solving and movements. Parietal lobe. Help in movements, the perception of stimuli and orientation. Occipital lobe. It is related to visual processing. Temporal lobe. This region is related to perception and recognition of memory, auditory stimuli and speech. The brain consists of 2 types of tissues: gray matter and white matter. Gray matter mainly consists of various types of cells, which make up the bulk of the brain. White matter is primarily composed of axons, which connect various gray matter areas of the brain with each other. The exterior portion of the cerebrum is called the cortex or the cerebral mantle. The cortex is extremely convoluted, due to which, it has a large surface area. The cerebrum also includes sensory areas, to receive the messages; association areas. These areas integrate the incoming sensory information. It also forms a connection between sensory and motor areas. Motor areas. This area is responsible for the action of the voluntary muscles. Now we tell you functions of cerebrum. The cerebrum is responsible for thinking, intelligence, consciousness and memory. It is also responsible for interpreting touch, hearing and vision. Let's discuss thalamus. The thalamus is a small structure, located right above the brain stem, responsible for relaying sensory information from the sense organs. It is also responsible for transmitting motor information for movement and coordination. Thalamus is found in the limbic system within the cerebrum. This limbic system is mainly responsible for the formation of new memories and storing past experiences. Hypothalamus. The hypothalamus is a small and essential part of the brain, located precisely below the thalamus. It is considered the primary region of the brain, as it is involved in the following functions. Receives impulses, regulates body temperature, controls the mood and emotions, controls the sense of taste and smell, synthesizes the body's essential hormones, coordinates the messages from the autonomous nervous system, controls appetite, peristalsis, the rate of heartbeat, and blood pressure. Forms an axis with the pituitary gland, which is the main link between the nervous and the endocrine systems. Now discuss tectum. The tectum is a small portion of the brain, specifically the dorsal part of the midbrain. It serves as a relay center for the sensory information from the ears to the cerebrum. It also controls the reflex movements of the head, eye and neck muscles. It provides a passage for the different neurons moving in and out of the cerebrum. Now I tell you about tegmentum. Tegmentum is a region within the brainstem. It is a complex structure with various components, which is mainly involved in body movements, sleep, arousal, attention, and different necessary reflexes. It forms the platform for the midbrain and connects with the thalamus, cerebral cortex and the spinal cord. Let's discuss cerebellum. The cerebellum is the second largest part of the brain, located in the posterior portion of the medulla and pons. The cerebellum and cerebrum are separated by cerebellar tentorium and transverse fissure. Cortex is the outer surface of the cerebellum, and its parallel ridges are called the folia. Apart from this, the cerebellum has the cerebellar peduncles, cerebellar nuclei, anterior and posterior lobes. The cerebellum consists of two hemispheres, the outer gray cortex and the inner white medulla. It is mainly responsible for coordinating and maintaining the body balance during walking, running, riding, swimming, and precision control of the voluntary movements. The main functions of the cerebellum include: it senses equilibrium, transfers information, coordinates eye movement. It enables precision control of the voluntary body movements. Predicts the future position of the body during a particular movement. Both anterior and posterior lobes are concerned with the skeletal movements. The cerebellum is also essential for making fine adjustments to motor actions. Coordinates and maintains body balance and posture during walking, running, riding, swimming. Next is medulla oblongata. The medulla oblongata is a small structure present in the lowest region of the brain. It mainly controls the body's autonomic functions such as heartbeat, breathing, and digestion. It plays a primary role in connecting the spinal cord, pons and the cerebral cortex. Also, it helps us in maintaining our posture and controlling our reflexes. Lasto 1 is pons. The pons is the primary structure of the brain stem present between the midbrain and medulla oblongata. It serves as a relay signals between the lower cerebellum, spinal cord, the midbrain, cerebrum and other higher parts of the brain. The main functions of the pons include controlling sleep cycles, regulating the magnitude and frequency of the respiration, transfers information between the cerebellum and motor cortex. Pons is also involved in sensations, such as the sense of taste, hearing and balance. Thanks for watching. Kindly like the video and subscribe the channel.